At the end of every video, I give one piece of advice. Don't talk to the police. Don't talk to the police. Don't talk to the police. But there are still people out there who believe if I'm innocent, I've got nothing to hide. And I've had client after client learn the hard way that this is a myth. Even if you've done nothing wrong, the system, or the bureaucracy, screws over innocent people every single day. For example, let's say you get pulled over. You know that the first rule of Fight Club applies here. Don't talk. Especially not to the police. But you get nervous because Officer Andy's asking you all these questions and he keeps pressing and he won't give up. You get nervous, slip up, and say something like, "Yes, Officer Andy, I was the driver, I wrecked that vehicle, and I drank earlier." And because of that, plus all the other evidence that's been spilling out of your mouth, Officer Andy decides that he's going to arrest you for DUI. Now you're going to jail for the night, which means you're probably going to miss some work tomorrow, even if you can bond out quickly. And if you don't bond out quickly, you might even lose your job. But what happens to your car that's still sitting on the side of the road now that you're going with Officer Andy?
Dispatch, please send the next available tow truck to my location.
Officer Andy doesn't normally have to tow your car. He could see if you have a nearby friend or family member who could come and get the car quickly to get it off the road. Even in some situations, an officer may be able to move your car to a legal parking spot so it doesn't have to be removed at all. But in many cases, officers claim it's departmental policy to have your car towed away by their buddies at the wrecking company and impound it for the night, where you're looking at several $100s in towing fees and impound and storage fees just to get it back. This is actually one rare time where I suggest that you might want to talk to the police. You could ask Officer Andy if you can call a friend or family member to come pick up your car. And this is one reason why I recommend being polite with the police even if you don't do everything they ask. You don't have to be a jerk about refusing their tests. And when it's time where they may have discretion, such as towing your car, they might show you a little bit of kindness if you're not a jerk to them. But let's say you really did break the law. Then the system really does start kicking you while you're down with other hidden fees.
Judge, we're asking for emergency services restitution of $350 to pay for the police response time to this incident.
Officer Andy not only gets brownie points for arresting you, and he might get this year's MAD award for making the most DUI arrests in his department, but the county or city may also be entitled to recover money to pay for Officer Andy's time in dealing with you. Virginia law allows for an accounting of the actual cost for police, fire, and paramedic response for certain vehicle accidents as well as DUI charges. The government can keep track of their actual time and bill you for that time, or they can just charge you a flat fee of $350 no matter how quick your DUI arrest was. But keep in mind that this restitution fee is not the same as your court fines and costs. Now that you've made it through the arrest and court, it's time to get yourself back on the road with your restricted license granted by the court. But first, you need to install ignition interlock in your car by a third-party company that makes money installing ignition interlocks in people's cars. Gee, I wonder who lobbied for the law that requires people to have ignition interlock. But it's going to take 3 weeks for the government agency that's in charge of monitoring your interlock to actually approve you to have it installed. So now you're going to have extra transportation costs while you wait to be able to drive your own car to and from work. The way around this hidden penalty is to work the system better. In Virginia, I have to advise my clients who are convicted of DUI the special magic phrase to use with the agency that monitors the interlock. There's literally a magic password that clients need to tell them in order to have the interlock installed without waiting for many, many weeks for another appointment. This is why I call it bureau crazy. It's insane. So what's the best way to avoid all these hidden fees and costs? First of all, don't break the law. But innocent people still do get arrested. So the other important rule is to don't talk to the police. What hidden government penalties have you encountered? Sound off in the comments, and thank you so much for being here. And for good measure, until next time, remember, don't talk to the police.
What I want from each and every one of you is a hard target search of every residence, gas station, warehouse, farmhouse, hen house, dog house, and outhouse in that area.